We'll drop the green flag after this.
Yes. Hello there, folks. We are live now. Watch Party 4 ARCA at Daytona. We're actually getting in on time, somehow. And you see we've got another face on here with us today. He's been in the chat recently. We've got him on the stream now. It's Casey Campbell. How we doing today, Casey?
What's going on, my man?
Living the dream. Living the dream.
Yepper. Well, we got some we got some ARCA and ARC series action, and it's gonna be a fun show today. Can't believe they're getting this going after the radar we saw out there. There could still be a possibility for showers. Looking at really just kind of where we're at with that, but who knows what it's going to be like. But this is going to be a fun ARCA race today, and I can't. Thanks for letting me be a part of this and crashing your party.
Yeah, no problem. It's always good to have another face on here. That way, people don't want to stare at my face for 2 hours if they can help it.
Yeah, because of course, the usual suspects and our friends in the chat, which got their attachment to me and stuff. So.
Yep.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. So okay. So going into this race, who you got in this? It's like, everyone thinks that Ty's gonna have this year, and of course we got Corey, we got all these Venturini cars.
Yeah.
Venturini going for their 4th win at this track. So we're kind of seeing really what's up there. 4 wins for Toyota. Last time a Chevrolet won, 2017 with Austin Terrio, and the last time a Ford won was 2014 with Grant Enfinger. So it's going to be a really, really fun race today. We'll see how these cars do in the draft, and we'll see if the weather has any effect on that.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be quite the race today. I've seen a lot of people talking about thinking that it's going to be a snooze fest today. I don't see it necessarily being a snooze fest. I don't think this is going to be Talladega from last year by any means. I think this is going to be a much better race than that was.
That's because there's more cars in the race. Mm-hmm. We only had about 22, 24 cars entered in that race.
And only like 7 of those were really competitive.
True. So we have 32 and 34 cars entered in this race. And there's some talented teams in this besides Venturini and Joe Gibbs Racing. We also have GMS. They have some cars in there. We also have David Gillen Racing in this race. Young's Motorsports is in this race as well. Yeah. We also have Rev Racing with Nick Sanchez. He's going full time. So there's so many storylines. And guess who is starting 4th? 59-year-old Rich Bickle is in this race, which is amazing.
He was on the pole for so long in qualifying, and I was really hoping he would actually get it. But then they came out, I think it was the last group, or maybe the group before last, that finally knocked him off the pole there with Drew Dollar and Gracie Trotter. But I was really hoping that he would actually get the pole today.
Yeah, I think these Venturini cars are something to watch and stuff. And we've always seen it. We have a makeover with Venturini this year. Of course, Drew Dollar's not full-time. Gracie Trotter's in the team now. Corey Haim's the only driver that is going full-time. You're going to see Jesse Love with the team as well. And also, we got Derek Griffith. 4 cars in this race for Venturini Motorsports. They are expecting to be. They've been the mainstay of ARCA for so long. Let's see how they do today here at Daytona.
Well, if qualifying's any indication, I think they're going to do fantastic today. As they have in the past. 3 years in a row, they've won this race.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the goal is always to be out front, of course. Just hearing the group they're talking to.
Yeah. So who you got today? Who you got for a pick today?
Oh my goodness. When you look at guys going into this race, you got to look at, I don't know. I think it's going to be a Venturini car. I just don't know who. Talking with guys about, who's good here and all that. Gracie Trotter, watch out for her. I think she could have a contending day today. But I think the full-time guy, Corey Haim, is going to get it done today. We got.
My sentimental pick here is Rich Bickle. Like I said, I was really hoping he would get the pole. He seems to have the speed in the car to contend all day. I would like to see Rich Bickle win, but I think my realistic pick is probably either going to be Gracie Trotter or Corey Haim.
Wow, Brad Smith's not great.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm not sure what the reason for that is. They've got Owen Smith in that car today.
That's weird.
Yeah.
You know, obviously, Brad Smith, of course, got his first top 10 last year at Winchester. Like, I think it was like 11 cars.
Yeah, I think it was either. No, I think it was 14.
So.
Hey, Gracie, Phil Parsons, Jamie Little in the box booth. You got a copy?
Not a copy.
That's great. Hey,
I'm talking to everybody.
Yeah, of course. I'm not sure how many. You know, who knows what the track is doing and how they get things on and stuff. So, kind of monitoring that as well. You know, kind of really looking at how the track is conditioned, how the track's going to be. But you know, I talked about this week with a couple of guys. I was talking to Nick Sanchez, talking to Roger Krug, you know, talking to a bunch of other guys, and Brad Moffitt as well. He's in this race in the 46. So, of course, as many of you know, that is Richard Petty's grandson. Now, this is his third time here to Daytona. Watch out for that 46 car. I think he's going to make some noise.
He usually does. He was pretty fast last year until... What was it that brought him to pit road early? I remember him having an off-schedule pit stop that took him out of the race, and I don't remember what it was for. But he was up in the lead pack early in this race last year, too.
Yeah, I think it was a mechanical issue. By the way, just so everybody knows, I actually, you know, obviously, just like Garth, I also cover ARCA trucks, Great Lakes Coaches, who I work for as well, but I also have a podcast as well, so tune in and check that out. It is always fun to do this. It's my 5th year doing this. I love the ARCA Art series. This is a fun series to do. I know it doesn't get a lot of attention as the other 2 series does, but you know, some of these young guys and young talent that I covered over the years, now they're racing in trucks, Xfinity, and even Cups. So guys that I've met like 3 years ago, I still keep in touch with. It's pretty good.
Yeah, and if you haven't seen Casey's podcast, definitely go check it out. It's on your YouTube channel.
It's also on my YouTube channel. I also have the audio version on Anchor as well.
Okay.
And, yeah. And of course, check out Great Lakes Coast this week. I wrote about this week. I talked with ESPN's Ryan McGee about the E60 special that's going to be airing tomorrow on ESPN about Dale Earnhardt and the 2001 Daytona 500. So that's going to be a really, really good piece.
Nice.
The 500 happens. So, yeah. What about that 73 car? I was looking at really where that car was at.
Mm-hmm.
And it's real. I mean, I was like, I don't even know who this guy is.
Yeah.
And then, Marty Zakala from out in Western New York, a good friend of mine, does a great job covering NASCAR. He talked to him this week, so you know, I know he's all up in the New York parts and stuff. You know, he just finds a lot of interesting things up there. It's always interesting to see where, you know, kind of these drivers come from.
Yeah.
This is kind of cool. The Reese's Sweet Move of the Race. So starting tomorrow at 9 a.m., you can vote for today's Reese's Sweet Move of the Race, and you can go vote on the ARCA Menards Twitter page at ARCA Racing. So I know people from ARCA watch this, so yep. I want to get in all the plugs I can.
Right.
You know, there are really good people that work for the ARCA Menards.
Definitely. Yeah, they did that for the first time on the East race on Monday night. I had saw that they announced they were going to do that ARCA Sweet Move of the race. I didn't realize that was a fan vote thing, though. So I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah.
Now let's not talk about ARCA East on Monday. I know that.
Yeah.
And then that brings up a lot of interesting things and time. What's going on in the chat, by the way?
Well, I see a couple people say they subscribed to you when we were talking about that.
Nice.
So, you got a few more people there now. Rasslin says he wants an underdog to win, but realistically, he says it's time.
Do you say, well, I mean, I picked him, so...
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I said it'll probably be either him or Gracie, realistically, but I would like to see Bickle win.
I think everybody would like to see Bickle win.
Yeah. I'm curious to see if he can actually keep up in the front, or if he just happened to be in a fast draft in qualifying. I don't remember who he was actually in a group with in qualifying.
All right, green flag is out, and we are underway here at Daytona for the ARCA Menard Series.
You're a little ahead of me. Now they're going for me.
I know. It looks like, yeah, it looks like they're kind of starting out single file. That, you know, maybe that's, maybe could just kind of test out and see what it's really like. But, you know, we're seeing the top 3 cars kind of spread out from the pack a little bit. Then we're seeing this kind of 2x2 like we saw last night. And we'll just have to see how the lines kind of work. But right now, the inside line is kind of, like, no, the outside line is really working right now.
Yeah, those top 3 are already starting to pull away a little bit. I'm curious if that holds, or now they seem to be falling back to the pack again.
Yeah. Of course, Drew Dollar's won at Drew Dollar won at Talladega, so you know he knows how to get it done on these restrictor plate. You know, I'm in a habit of saying restrictor plate. They don't have them anymore.
Right.
For speedways, and that's so far. But keep your eye on Greg Van Ilst a little bit. This was the team that was. This was the team that kind of started out inside. They're a Chevy team so far. Really kind of looking at where that program is going to go. I'm really excited to see if that team can be kind of a mainstay and stay around for years.
Yeah. We got somebody dipping below the line back there.
Yeah, Janowak in the 7-3 has been really, really impressive.
Yeah, definitely. Well, and shout out to Chuck Hires, too. Currently 9th. I was impressed that he was able to put that car in the top 10 in qualifying.
Oh, yeah, Chuck Hires had a really hard crash with it.
Yeah.
So... Yeah, I think that the pack of 4 right now is, you know, feeling like you just kind of, I think maybe just kind of try to feel the car, see where you're at in the first few laps, and then maybe make some. We're not going to see these big, bold moves. We may see some big, bold moves, but those are guys that may just want to create something, maybe get a little bit interesting up there. You never know what's going to happen here at Daytona.
Honestly, I'd be surprised if we see any of those big, bold moves until we're within, like, 10 to go. I feel like everybody's just going to kind of settle out here for a little bit.
Yeah. I think Derek Griffith wants to get in that outside line, like,
yeah.
Teammates. How about that 21 behind there? Jack Wood, and of course took over for Sam Mayer, the 2-time ARCA Menards Series East champion. So actually, the crew chief is actually Chad Bryan, of course, who had a 2-car team for several years. He's over at DMS now, which I think is going to be a really good combination after Marty Lindman went to Gate.
Oh yeah, definitely. He had a good run going Monday night at Smyrna before he had his little incident.
And he got a little loose there too.
Yeah.
He told me before the season he's going to run a lot of the big tracks because unlike Sam, he is, I think he's like 21 years old.
Yeah, I think he's 21.
Yeah.
Which surprises me in that case that he's not running the full main schedule and just the big tracks. Oh, he's 20. I was a little behind there.
So kind of looking at it, okay, what are your thoughts on the truck race last night while we're in commercial?
Good race all around. Really good finish. I was a little disappointed that Corey Roper couldn't pull it out. I thought that would have been really cool, but overall, I thought that was a really good race.
Yeah, I just, yeah, who knows, but, you know, a friend told me that Toyota is just going to flat out dominate this year, and like, just across the board, because, you know, you look at what Toyota did, and you know, we had David Wilson on a call with all of us, and I asked him what your thoughts about motorsport coming back.
Mm-hmm.
You know that, of course, Toyota's kind of started in the truck series, their ventures in the NASCAR, and they only had 7 wins last year, which I kind of thought was a little bit disappointing. But I get it, practice and qualifying and all that. And most of the wins came from Kyle. Brandon Jones, Austin Hill, I think won once, and then of course Rafael Lessard, who was very impressive last night for DMS won, of course, at Talbot.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I really think that the Thor Sports to Toyota move is going to be really good. I think Johnny Sauter is going to have a really, really good year after not having the good year that he had. And we'll see about your buddy Christian Eckes taking over the truck next week at the Daytona Road Course.
I think he finally gets at least one win this year. I think, I mean, as strong as we saw ThorSport be last night, I think I would be very surprised to see Eckes not in victory lane at least once this year.
Looks like Dollar, Trotter, and Griffith, they're all side by side for third with Greg. From Jacob Seelman, who was I'm just getting updates on Twitter.
Oh, okay.
I can't believe they got this race in, to be honest with you.
I know. I was very surprised by this. I figured we were going to run this after the Xfinity race tonight.
Well, Nick Sanchez running sixth, Garth.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I talked to Nick this week. What an interesting. You tend to learn things about these guys, and then one of the most interesting things about Nick is that he actually has his mortgage broker's license as well.
Oh, okay.
So, the thing is about him, and we talk about this in the podcast. He's someone that. The thing is, he always has to be doing it. Mm-hmm. One of those people that goes to bed really late and gets up really early. He's one of those people.
Okay.
It's really interesting to see how these drivers work, and because they're so different.
Oh yeah.
So it's definitely going to be interesting to see what happens here.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yeah, we're 10 laps in, and there really hasn't been a lot of changes and stuff. It tends to be, but we're still in that pack there because I don't see them running all at the top like Xfinity and Cup. I just don't see that.
Yeah.
If I do see that, wow, they're going to start.
Rasselin's asking for a top 10 update. Dollar's still your leader. Trotter's still second. Chuck Hires is up to third. Now they took it away from me because we're in a replay. Griffith is fourth. Got to get out of the replay here to get it back. Griffith fourth, Greg Von Alst fifth, Nick Sanchez sixth, Rich Bickle seventh.
Around in turn one.
Oh, yep, there it is.
Oh, Rich Bickle's got damage. Oh, yeah, he's good. Thad Moffitt just has a little bit of there.
Yeah, I think Bickle got the worst of that.
Yeah, he did. I feel bad for that.
Yeah.
He just always has something happen.
He really does. Well, now that we're under caution, I'll get a little better lineup for everybody.
Yeah.
Drew Dollar's still your leader. Gracie Trotter second. Chuck Hires third. Derek Griffith fourth. Greg Von Alst fifth. Derek Lancaster sixth. Nick Sanchez seventh. Sean Core eighth. Tanner Gray ninth. John Ferrier in 10th. Other notables outside the top 10. Brett Holmes in 11th. Corey Heim 12th. Jack Wood 15th. Ty Gibbs 16th. Okay.
Yeah, I moved. So, I mean,
Oh, yes, you did.
yeah, I did because my laptop needs use.
Oh, yep.
Every time you come here, you're going to have situations like that.
Let's take one more look.
See, the 63 of Mater also.
Okay, so Moffat tried to shove it up the middle of Bickle and Mater,
Wood was almost
and the hole closed up. I can't really tell who
able to save it.
actually moved and got into who, but the hole closed up,
Performance a year ago started in the
and
through the field, had high hopes. There's
yeah,
no
that
look
turned
at it.
Bickle into Mater and spun Moffat to the inside.
Another one, Dave Mater, longtime competitor in the ARCA Racing. He was actually up leading for a while in last year.
Guys have never
Yeah.
done this before, so it's going to take, making a mistake, honestly, to learn from it. That's what happened to me Thursday night at the duels. So, as bad as that
Chuck
was
Hires
gonna
is
be, I think
61.
everybody honestly came out of that pretty well.
Chuck Hires is.
Moffat was running 10th when that happened.
Okay, this describes the ARCA field. Nick Brownberg on Twitter just said, this ARCA field is the racing equivalent of a golf tournament featuring junior PGA players and senior tour wannabes.
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah, like Chase said, I don't think there's a tremendous amount of damage to any of the cars that were involved.
Which you don't see a whole
That
lot
is
at
actually
Daytona.
literally what it is.
All right, we will get back
Do
to
what?
green flag action. We're
I mean, he got all these guys, and they're saying like, All right, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go find a place where I can actually sit and it has an outlet on it. So
Okay.
I will turn my camera off, and I can still hear you, but I'll be right back.
Okay.
Actually, I'll still be there. It's just you won't see me for like a minute or two.
Okay.
Come on, just trust me. Oh, trust you, like with the dollar oysters. You survived. So,
Let's see, how's the chat doing right now?
watch this.
Hey, Ashton. Hey, Zachary. Bickle can still win. Yeah, Bickle didn't have a whole lot of damage there. I think he should be okay. We'll see what happens big one wise here going forward.
And you're often tired during the day. You could be missing out on amazing things. Sunosi can help you stay awake for them. Once daily, Sunosi improves wakefulness in adults with excessive daytime sleepiness due to obstructive sleep apnea. Sunosi worked for up to 9 hours at 12 weeks in a clinical study. Sunosi does not treat the cause of OSA or take the place of your CPAP. Continue to use any treatments or devices as prescribed by your doctor. Don't take Sunosi if you've taken an MAOI in the last 14 days. Sunosi may increase blood pressure and heart rate, which can increase your risk of heart attack, stroke, heart failure, or death. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure. Sunosi can cause symptoms such as anxiety, problems sleeping, irritability, and agitation. Other common side effects include headache, nausea, and decreased appetite. Tell your doctor if you
He's back.
any of these as your dose
I am
may be
back.
adjusted or stopped. Amazing things happen during the day. Sunosi can help you stay
Okay,
awake for whatever amazes you.
you'll get this.
Sunosi.com and talk to your
You'll
doctor
watch this,
about
and this is the
Sunosi
next
today.
one.
Mm-hmm.
They need to stop showing the Liberty Mutual commercial where the guy gets attacked by sleep. They keep showing that. It's annoying. It's not funny.
No, not really.
Yes.
What happens in this one?
Seagulls.
Yeah, I feel like I saw that for the first time 2 weeks ago, and I've probably seen it 100 times now.
See?
Yep.
Pay for what you need.
Jason, so Michael Self is now managing a sports car team.
Trans Am team.
Trans Am team, yes, that's what it was. So yes, no more ARCA for him. He's
No.
now. Hmm?
No.
It's your chance to win $25,000 of Clint Boyer's
Pick.
money with the Fox Bet
I
Super
want
6
$25,000 of Clint Boyer's money.
Right?
position of 6 drivers.
I mean, if he's just handing out checks, I'll take one.
Eastern for your shot to win. It's free to play. Don't miss out and play now. So let me get this straight. You get it right, $25,000 from Clint Boyer.
He doesn't like to give up that money very easily either.
I'll take it.
That's trouble there.
Thad Moffitt came down.
Or
pit
Brit.
road,
Oh,
got it fixed
I
up.
guess I didn't even realize. Is Brittany Zamora not?
There's Ty Gibbs.
Yeah, she was not running in that. Yeah, I saw that. Oh, hey, we didn't mention him yet. Brett Holmes, our 2020 ARCA Menard Series champion. A little bit different deal for him this year, in case you haven't heard. So he'll be driving a part-time ARCA Truck Series schedule, and he'll also have Sam Mayer driving with him at some of the events. So ARCA has not seen the last of Sam Mayer.
No, not at all. The 23 car is running full time, isn't it? It's just it'll either have Holmes or Mayer in it.
Yeah, I really don't know. I haven't talked to. I think I'll talk to. I haven't talked to Brett. I haven't asked him about that, and playing with that, but I know that. Ooh, Jack Wood's heading to pit road.
Oh yeah. A little bit of damage on the right front for Jack Wood.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to pull up the.
Is all Mike Herman was telling Gracie Trotter, and that's actually about the air conditioning, as that's actually gone out in her car. She says she holds down the button a couple of seconds and it turns off right away. But going back to Mike Herman,
that is a good question, Landon. This caution does feel like it's gone on for a while.
because he was on the call for a couple of different drivers here. She said he talks fast, but Daytona is fast-paced, and she's trying to soak in everything he is saying. Take a listen.
I don't think there was another wreck diecast. I think this is still the same caution, isn't it?
Yeah, 60. Brittany Zamora will be the free pass, and we're coming to one to go next time. The 63 had too many over the wall, too many men over the wall, and over the wall too soon. It'll have to go to the pit on the two.
You kind of saw the two leaders got away, and you see it all the time here. You can't pull away from the pack, especially with only two cars. So just such a rubber band effect, and they're just trying to time it better for both those team cars up front, so they can really control the rest of the race.
You go to a short track, and you would love to have that huge lead. Here, it's not your friend.
Yeah, huge disadvantage at a place like this, and Mike Herman does an incredible job spotting. He does all of Roush Fenway stuff.
Right there in the 74 car, pace truck.
I always am trying to listen to just because I think he's so good at spotting. So Gracie's
Is that Charlie?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I clicked on something. I was clicking on to see when the next race was.
Oh, okay.
Next race for ARCA, well, there'll be the ARCA East, there'll be the ARCA Menard Series East, and they're heading to Five Flag on February 26th. Interesting to see who goes there. Okay, not trying to talk about a lot of the, nothing about Monday, but who do you think has got the ARCA East champion?
Who do I think is going to be the ARCA East champion?
Yes.
Probably Taylor Gray.
Yeah. And we got to talk to Gracie after her first run ever in the car. She's a tiny little thing, like barely 5
Sammy Smith's not full time, is he?
No, he's running 6 races.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think Joey East is full time. Jack Wood is. Daniel Dye is. Taylor Gray is.
There's like 8 or 9 of them that actually are full time.
Yeah, you'll see a majority of them.
Yeah.
You'll see Roger Caruth a lot. His plans are he'll be running 5 flags, and we'll see what happens there. The same goes with Carson Koppel. And we'll
That's for sure. But yeah, I would say right around 3 to 4, maybe.
How many did you pull when you flew with the Thunderbirds?
We did 9. So
yeah, Young's Motorsports is in the field as well. Tony Brenninger, of course, I think she had a couple starts with Ben Marini, and she's in this race for Young's Motorsports. They're actually going to be running. So good to see them in the ARCA Menard Series as well.
Yeah. Been a while since Tony's been around in ARCA. That was 2018 when she made starts with Venturini.
Yeah, that was
I don't
2018.
know how long he's been chasing this frisbee, but it's been entertaining.
he hasn't missed one yet.
Chase, I was saying, you're 2 Frenchies. Nah, no thanks. They don't do this kind of thing.
Well, our oldest Ricky, he's all about it. He'll play fetch 24/7. The other one, Callie, she is not a play animal at all. Just wants to lay and cuddle all day. Yeah, that would be Callie right there.
All right, they are lined up.
All right, we'll see how this goes. You got Trotter. Yeah, Derek Lancaster's up there too.
Yeah.
Green. All right, here we go.
Drew Dollar has led every lap so far. Continues to lead. Gracie Trotter on the outside. Pace car is off.
I will say, Jamie Little's doing pretty good at that.
Yeah, no, I've been pretty impressed by her.
She has, I mean, she's been around for a while. This is a big day. This is a big day for her. Big day for her. Spot on. Is Derek Griffith spot on? That's interesting. That was a sponsor. I had to say it. Kyle Sieg in running 15th. You know, I think that's Ryan Sieg's brother. I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And then Howie B. Savino, another one, kid out of Virginia. He's made some ARCA starts here and there. And he's in the 32 for the new AM racing team. It used to be Wintron. And then of course I think that's right.
Yeah, AM bought them out over the off season because AM is the same team that runs Austin Wayne Self's truck.
Racing came up through the NASCAR Drive for Diversity program.
What an outstanding program. You know, some of the graduates of Colin Larson and Bubba Wallace, people like that we'll see tomorrow.
Haley Deegan
and others, exactly.
Yeah, of course, Nick Sanchez running the full ARCA Menard Series season.
Yep.
She's now moved up to the Truck Series full time.
The 46 has a penalty. He changed lanes before the start-finish line. That'll be a pass.
Oof.
Someone called David Reagan. You know what I mean by that? You know that what happened with the 2011 Daytona 500? He got called for that.
Oh yeah.
By the way, that's Tanner. How about Tanner Gray in the top 10? Rough start for him in the Truck Series.
Yeah.
And then this is a one-off race for ARCA. I mean, he's got he's up in the top 10.
Is he gonna run all the big tracks in that car this year? Since Taylor's still not old enough.
I am not. There could be some more names that this is a one-off thing for him.
Okay.
I heard Thad might be the only car that they run.
Oh, okay.
They could get more. Obviously, Taylor will be at the smaller tracks.
Right.
That thing could be interesting.
Let's get an update on Derek Griffith with Jamie.
Running in the top 3, Derek Griffith after qualifying said it was stimulus.
Let's go to Jamie. Let's go down to Jamie for Jamie. That's probably got to be really, really confusing whenever Jamie Little and Jason Mario together. Okay, which one is which?
Right. We're already a quarter of the way through this. We're on lap 20.
Yeah, it's kind of fast race.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Derek. Yeah. I like Derek in the lollipop car.
Yeah.
I remember when he gave like so many lollipops away from way at Toledo. Yeah. I think he only came like 8 minutes.
I never got a lollipop.
This was when they let nobody in. I think it was at I was covering the senior PGA Tour.
Oh.
Okay, stream-wise, what do you got coming up this week, Garth? I always love I always love these streams. What you got coming up?
So this week it'll just be iRacing on Tuesday, which I think should be an AI race this week. I think it's Talladega. And then NASCAR Heat on Wednesday. And then maybe a watch party next weekend for at least one of the road course races. I don't know yet. So, decent amount of stuff coming up this week. What do you got?
I just got a lot. I don't know. You know, with me, I just tend to think about. You really don't know until you get out there. You just have to. I mean, I talked to Allgaier this week. I talked to Hummindigan this week. I talked to Alfredo this week. Yeah. I mean, yeah, just getting a lot of perspectives and a lot of things. Not to blame Perkins, too.
Yeah. Talked to Eckes, where I heard I was very wreckable.
I had to get that in because you knew, I had to ask him that.
Yep. Which it turned out I was, because he ended up wrecking me on the last lap.
There's even a throwback race on Mother's Day. There she is.
He was such a nice boy.
That mane is majestic. Speaking of history,
This commercial is something.
throw these two in a confined space for 4 months to see what happens.
Yeah, Fox has been doing a really good job with their marketing this year.
I love the smell of fresh start at Bristol.
Is joining the race. But we can't forget about the all-time fan favorite.
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Yeah, he is. He's just here so he doesn't get fined.
Yep.
General Tire, the official tire of
Hey,
preparation.
there's Michael Self.
Yep.
The
It's
official
like he never left.
That's right. Got to get a selfie appearance in here somewhere. This is a good commercial, though. I always like this one.
Yeah.
The official tire of ambition.
Well, it looks like we got a new leader and
The
the
official tire of the ARCA series.
ARCA Racing on FS1 is brought to you by Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
I love the smell of fresh Smithfield bacon. You and me both, wrestling.
Plumbing, drainage, supply, and support products.
we have a new leader at the ARCA Daytona race. It's Gracie Trotter.
Gracie Trotter continues to lead.
Yes, we do.
5 laps so far with Drew Dahl
Derek needs to slide down there, and then we can have a
earlier doing a nice
entry
job
top
up
five.
front.
But here's the thing: where's Corey Hine? I have not seen him all race long.
He's holding his own pretty well.
He's there like 5 cars back in the top lane.
Actually,
Oh, there he is. I see him. He just cracked the top 10 too.
Yep.
in Kingsport, Tennessee last year, we talked to him.
Yeah, they're not. This is not. They're not like doing like a lot of this, like going up to the top
They
and
told him
doing
he'd
all
never
that.
race again.
Yeah.
And he said, no way. I'll do whatever it takes. And here he is. He was thrilled to be back.
No, Derek Griffith took the lead. Oh, there's Ty. Wonder how Howie DeSavino's nose got
Gibbs
caved.
has been pretty quiet in that 18.
Oh, is it caved in? I haven't noticed that.
You know what? Ty Gibbs is
You notice on the front of the car, it doesn't look like it's damaged.
Oh, yep.
focused and he actually thinks
Where that came from?
talking out loud, but he's talking so quietly nobody can actually hear
Oh, Derek Griffith has pulled that outside lane up even with Gracie now.
And that outside lane is going. That's got the momentum right now.
Yeah.
It looks like you see it's really like foggy and ominous out there.
Mm-hmm. In fact, I'm gonna check the radar. No, all the rain is mostly gone. There's like a little tiny shower that's right there, but it
Maybe
dissipated.
it's the camera lens.
Huh?
Thanks, Kate.
Maybe it's just the camera lens.
It could be.
You only see running packs of 3 or 4. That's nothing like when they're running a pack of 34. How different does that feel?
It's way different, and that was the big thing for me. You know, practicing the Cup car. I
Good
went
for
out
Derek
there,
Lancaster.
watched our teammates, and there's 4
I'm
everything
good for him to
Xfinity car
see him running up in the front of
goals,
the.
and there's 20 cars
I mean, he was pretty fast in testing.
He was. He was actually the fastest in testing.
Yep.
as well. And you know, this is really something all these guys and girls are learning so much because this is the first time they've ever been in a pack this big. You know, the air, just the momentum you gain and lose, it's so much different. 5 cars versus 15 cars, and they're doing an amazing job.
What's the
This is
chat
most
saying?
racy Daytona race I've ever seen, just with 2
Diecast says Rich Bickle's in the lead pack again.
Good for Rich Bickle.
Just enough side draft to pull her car back a little bit. They had a lap car they had to negotiate their way around right here. Right along with that.
Uh,
Trotter is currently the leader, Kenyon.
Jay said he's really learning a lot back here.
Okay, we got Gracie Trotter is first, followed by Derek Griffith, Derek Lancaster in third, $2 fourth, Sean Core in fifth, Tanner Gray sixth, Chuck Hires seventh, Corey Heim is eighth, Graham Van Elst is ninth, and Ty Gibbs is 10th.
There you go.
Jeez, get down, Dad. Whoa, that was close.
I don't think I've gotten to that yet.
You see the when you see the 73 going to the 40.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Ah, see that?
Yep.
Oh, watch out! And there he goes. There goes Griffith. Into the 35, into the 2. My goodness. Oh, there's another one.
Oh, Yep.
Gracie Trotter gets into her teammate, Derek.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
That was not good.
So Gracie turns Derek Griffith from the lead on the inside.
That was, yeah, Scott Melton, the Rockford native.
Yep.
Nick Sanchez is in it too.
Yeah, Nick Sanchez, Greg Van Elst has a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Oof.
Gracie made contact, and I don't know if maybe Derek Griffith was on the brakes trying to control that car, but she couldn't get.
So it looked to me like she just tried to bump draft in the corner, which was not the right place to do that.
Scott Melton's still playing around.
So happy. Talked to him in the garage area this morning. Look at all the damage to Griffith's car.
I think Bickle made it through diecast. I haven't seen him. Melton spins it onto pit road.
He's gonna back into the box, Phil.
Yeah.
As long as you get it.
That's how you get into the box in style. Spins it around, backs it into the box.
That's what I love. When the pit crew is so heads up, they can pit you backwards.
You see the radio, the Denso. That's the radiator, obviously.
And Derek's done.
There's no doubt it's
Yeah.
destroyed.
Well, we were just talking about Derek Griffith and that new sponsor he brought on. Car
Yeah,
looks
he's
so
only got
clean.
2 races on that car.
For him.
Yeah. Kansas is the other one, right?
Yeah, one of the Kansas races. Yeah.
That's what Gracie. Let's drop in and hear what she had to say about that contact.
No problem. Everything looks good. Shake it off. Shake it off. Anything I could have done to avoid that? Nothing with him shoving from behind. So just shake it off.
She just shoved him from behind.
Chase,
Got the 55
did you do
loose.
anything different?
I mean, let's
Turn
see
him
here.
around. Yeah, turn him around.
So she's just trying to help her teammate here. You know, just in the corner, it's so hard to.
Well, it sounded like they're not really showing the camera angle wide enough here.
Oh, got
a little bit
it too.
squirrely, and then, you know, at this point,
Huh?
it's really hard for her.
Gala got a piece of it too.
Yeah, I saw that.
Speed difference.
Nowhere for Greg to go. Nowhere for Nick Sanchez to go.
To your teammate, but
They didn't pull the camera out wide enough there, but it sounded like when she was talking to her spotter, it sounded like Dollar was shoving her.
Yeah.
So she was kind of just along for the ride there.
I think everyone's just pushing too much, and that's how those incidents happen.
Yep.
You see it all the time. We always see a big one.
Yeah.
I want to go back to that 72 car.
Mhm.
Was told that that's actually Ken Schrader's old car. He bought that from him.
Oh.
And that was actually the 52. And for the first time in like a long time, Ken Schrader's not running.
Yeah.
I guess that was a mainstay in this series.
Oh, yeah. Well, and the writing was kind of on the wall for that, too. I think Daytona was the only race they ran last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
And then they only ran a couple races the year before that. So, I mean, they were kind of getting to that point. They hadn't been full-time since Austin Terrio. Or no, they were full-time in 2018, just didn't have the same driver the whole season.
Someone asked Sam Mayer on Twitter, how come you're not in the ARCA Racing? He replied, not old enough. It's okay, people don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, Red Bull commercials, no. I mean, they're funny, but just like, really?
Yeah. Alright, so lap 30, we've jumbled up the running order a little bit here under caution. To catch everybody up here, Derek Lancaster is now scored as the leader. Sean Core is second. Gracie Trotter third. Drew Dollar fourth. Tanner Gray fifth. Chuck Heyer sixth. Corey Himes seventh. Ty Gibbs eighth. Howie DeSavino ninth. And Brett Holmes in 10th.
We haven't talked about Sean Core all day. Of course, Sean's had some good runs here. He's been in some positions to really get it done, and
Yeah.
let's see how Sean's really good at the camera. So,
Yeah.
let's see what happens here.
He's just been very quietly there the whole time. Because I think he's been pretty much top 5 for a while now. He's just been not as noticeable as everybody else has been.
So you know them, General
Lucas Oil 200. Yeah, the Xfinity got. Well, here's something that. Yeah, of course. Remember, the ARCA cars are running a different set of tires than Xfinity, so that's one eye to keep a look at here.
Yeah.
Well, here's another angle of this. Yeah, on the right side of the car, Drew Dollar got a small piece of it, but it looks like he'll be good. If you watch the replay right here, you can see the 25 get into 55. Yeah, there was really no way that the 55 could really stand there. Yep, there's the piece that Drew. Myers got a piece of it too. Nowhere for Nick. How did Brett Holmes get through that?
I don't know. Griffith almost went over. He got up on 2 tires at one point.
That was in there, yeah.
When Van Alst got into him.
And then Scott Melton got into him too.
Yep.
Tough break for.
That's really impressive.
Good car.
Yeah.
How about Brett Holmes on the outside getting by here? Let's take a look at his onboard while he gets through here. How he gets through there.
Heads up, driving right there. Well done, Brett.
That's why Brett Holmes had 19 top 10 finishes in 20 races last year. Heads up driving like that.
6 cars involved. Dollar was our
Jason says, do you guys know the Zamora car is the 2001 Sterling Marlin chassis?
Yes, I did know that.
I did not know that.
That's actually the actual car that Sterling ran at Daytona. I'm not sure how they did it, but yeah, I did.
Huh.
Yeah, I think that's really cool. Here's another thing. A lot of these Gen 6 cars that are going to be are now going to be obsolete because of the new body styles and the changes, of course, with the next gen car. A lot of them are going to be sold to ARCA teams. So we'll just have to see how it works then and see what this series is. Who knows? It could be some new teams.
Yeah.
If so, that's really threatening.
Yeah. That may be my early.
That's the sweet
early leader for the Reese's Sweet move right there.
What's your Reese's
too on that wreck. You know, the 29 Allan
So far,
Derek Griffith and Gracie's just trying to help.
the only thing I can think so far would be
able to lose
Brett Holmes making it through that
it's
one.
a tough situation there, getting into 3. It's probably the hardest spot I feel like to even help somebody out, and just gets them a little bit, squirrely, and from there you just can't check up quick enough.
That's Andy Jankowiak. Nice save by him.
That is quite a name to
From
pronounce.
upstate New York.
Yakowiak.
Let's take a look at the General Tire
Is that the
driver
correct
profile.
pronunciation?
I think so. I'll have to ask Marty Sakala on that. Oh, geez.
Yeah, 4 people I'd probably go with, man, that's tough. Probably Junior Johnson, Cale Yarborough. Gotta have Petty in there, and definitely Dale Sr.
Well, Richard Petty and Dale Earnhardt are obviously up there. And I think Jimmy Johnson.
That's because Brad had that long head.
Yeah. Yeah, these are old.
Was the Home Depot 20 car, even though he wasn't our driver.
Well, remember, you can't do much camera with all the.
Wow, Thad put Tony Stewart on his Mount Rushmore.
I really look up to Davey just because he's from Alabama, and Paul Edwards, he's a family friend, and we raced dirt with him in the past, and he's just a really down-to-earth guy and super nice, and both very successful drivers that I really look up to and want to be someday.
So Kyle Busch, Jimmy Johnson, Tony Stewart, and we'll throw Denny Hamlin in there.
Oh, hi, Ryan Repko.
Repko, I don't think, thought about NASCAR prior to, like, 1995 with those picks.
Speaking of Ryan Repko, he may have, if you're wondering what his plans are, he's going to be actually running possibly some dirt modified season.
Okay.
Then I've got to do Dale Sr. that I was fortunate enough to race with.
Seems like quite the change.
Yeah, I mean, it's just from what he told me, it's just, I know, it's just a fun living there.
Yeah.
I'd have to go with AJ Foyt, too.
Is a big thing in there.
I like how they've got Chase on the other side of that window. He's just over here like, hey, don't forget about me. I'm on the broadcast, too.
Remember, they have to. Well, remember, they're in the driver bubble.
Right. No, I mean, I know why. It just looks funny.
One of them mentioned Carl Edwards. We miss him in this sport, don't we?
I miss Carl Edwards.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody to start doing backflips when they
So, you know, I talked to Randy Fuller, his PR, his longtime PR guy. It's like, you think Carl would ever? How's Carl doing? He's doing good. He's doing good. The thing is, you never know when he might do an interview. See what's really going on.
Yeah.
Randy tells me you just never know.
Yeah.
You know, I just think that, you know, he's just enjoying his life. It's like, you know, when you're a race car driver, you have all this, like, you know, fame and everybody knows you and stuff. I mean, he's not on social media, and there's nothing wrong with that, but he's just, you know, private people, and, you know, we have to respect.
Yeah.
And Corey Heim brings it to a stop in pit lane. This will be fuel only. He hasn't complained much about the car. They're pretty happy with what they brought to play with today, so he's going to take on that fuel next up on pit.
Looks like those race brakes are gone. They better repair that damage on the 15 because there are pieces of that car that it's. Yep, they're gonna put the tape on it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was just about to ask about the race brakes because we had some Monday night at New Smyrna. Maybe those are just East and West things now.
Race brakes in the East and West series, even when it was K&N.
Right.
These are composite bodies, so they're basically plastic, and that's why they have to reattach it with Verathon and all that tape to try to get these fenders to retain their...
Yeah, there was nowhere for that Daniel to make sense.
Yeah.
We'll continue. We'll drop that green flag again in just moments.
Zachary says this will be the only pit stop, right? I think so. There might... Well, no, because we're at like lap 30. I'll bet there will be another one. I don't think they can go 50 laps on fuel.
Literally everywhere business is done. I'm pretty sure you could buy them at a bank. Not sorry. Reese's. How do we stuff Reese's peanut butter, pretzels, caramel, peanuts, and chocolate?
Oh, that's cool. Jason says he hunted with Davey Allison every offseason in West Virginia.
Can someone tell me how we do it? Not sorry. Reese's.
At 30, I'll bet there'll be a...
Sioux Chief Manufacturing.
Hey, that's me.
The highest quality rough plumbing products made in America for more than 60 years. From demanding commercial and residential jobs to repairs and remodels, Sioux Chief products are guaranteed to work as hard as
Wow.
with PowerPack's complete plumbing.
Rassel's got Tim Flock on his Mount Rushmore.
Every time. It's the contractor's choice. From expansion systems.
Yeah, I think Tim Flock is underrated.
I think he's underrated. I don't know about being on Mount Rushmore, though.
I think I think you'd have to put the hardest thing is you gotta put Petty, you gotta put Earnhardt, maybe you gotta think maybe Jeff and maybe Jimmy. I don't know. I mean,
That's actually exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking Petty, Earnhardt, Jimmy, and Jeff.
And if there was a fifth, I'd put Darrell Waltrip.
I think I'd put Pearson on before I would DW.
Trucks to places they've never been before, so they can be trusted like never before. By redefining quality and luxury, taking safety to new heights.
Rasslin says he chose Tim Flock because he has the highest win percentage ever.
Okay.
That was also a time, though, when they had like 3 competitive cars in every race, and they were winning by like 10 laps.
For the lowest mortgage rate and chose AmeriSave. The one choice she'll never regret. Unlike buying a do-it-yourself orthodontics kit or marrying Eddie. Visit AmeriSave.com now. Lower mortgage rates mean higher savings.
There's not a lot of pressure from us. I think this is going to be a big year for him because last year he was 17 most of the racing season and couldn't race the bigger tracks. And so now he'll race, all of the tracks.
I'm very excited for this next season coming up. I have a chance to run full-time, which will be awesome. And hopefully have a shot to win the championship.
The other part of his year, the planning for him, is he's going to run some Xfinity races too. And so he'll have a full schedule this year. It's going to be a big year for him.
It's definitely a lot to take in and a lot to learn, but, you know, I'm glad that where I'm at. I have a great family, and you know,
So where do you think you're at with all that? How do you think? The thing is, we talk about Ty Gibbs so much, and you know, in more of a lot of things in running in ARCA, everyone thinks he's going to win, you know, about 13, 14 races and just dominate like Australia, like I said earlier. You know, is there really anybody that can? Oh, Jason Titzmiller is coming back. Well, what I was saying is, do you think there's really anybody that could come up, really that could come close to what that 18 that they're saying they might do?
I think if anybody can, it'll be Corey Heim. I think he's the only one that probably could this year.
I think he's in a perfect spot right now. You know, he's been back in the pack. He knows what his car's going to do in a bad situation. You know, to win this race, you have to finish this race. And he's kept his car clean. You know, he's been really in the middle of everything so far and had every opportunity to get in a wreck, and he's missed them. So I think he's in the perfect situation. But yes, I do think.
See, I'm gonna disagree with that, Wrestling. Wrestling says Jimmy is super overrated. I think in terms of what Jimmy did and the level of competition that he did it under, personally, in my opinion, puts him as the greatest of all time.
Because, you know, there was a time. I mean, I think the point was more recent. I think he was thinking more recently. He didn't win for 3 years. And you gotta also remember, Chevrolet was terrible for the last 4 years.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it was necessarily because he also added that he was nothing without Chad Knaus. So I think that was most of Wrestling's point there, was that Jimmy was nothing without Knaus.
You can't have, I mean, you can't have Jimmy without Chad.
Yeah.
Andy J in the 73 car for another.
Yeah, he's my choice so far for sure. That was threading the needle.
Let's get an update. Pit road. Kate, we heard my
So we've had quite a change to the running order now through this caution, I'm assuming because of pit stops. So to update everybody, we're working lap 36 of 80 right now. Tanner Gray is scored as your leader. Sean Corr is second. Tim Richmond is third. Corey Heim fourth. John Ferrier fifth. Ty Gibbs sixth. Derek Lancaster seventh. Gracie Trotter eighth. Drew Dollar ninth. Brett Holmes in 10th.
I literally wrecked almost half the field on the second lap. So your mind just starts questioning everything you're doing. And I think, you know, for her, she just has to shake that off. You know, you can't change the situation now. You know, the best thing you can do is just go out there and try to...
Rich Bickle running 13th. Got Dave Mader up there in 14th. Yeah.
Yeah, those guys are slowly working their way back up after that incident with Thad a little bit ago.
Yeah, this has got to be good for Tanner's confidence. You know, he's especially after last night.
Yeah.
I believe that was Kevin Hamlin, his spotter, that he spots for our pole sitter for the Daytona 500 tomorrow, Alex Bowman.
Real family affair here with Tanner Gray. You see the sponsor, Ripper Coffee. That is his older brother's company that he just started. Tanner was telling us about that, and obviously Tanner's grandfather bought into David Gilliland Racing. Now he's partnered with them, and as you mentioned, Tanner had a tough truck race. Didn't even get to the start-finish line.
Obviously, you know, the Gray family is one of the best. You know, I remember. I covered Tanner when he was in the NHRA as well.
Yeah.
You know, I've known that family for a very long time. I've covered Tanner for 4 years. So it's you know, obviously, you know, with Shane and then with Johnny, that family is one of the best racing. Of course, you have somebody that's in. I don't think those boys would be nothing without their grandfather.
Right.
Doing that. So I think him buying into David Gilliland Racing, which was formerly DPR Crosley. I know Crosley is still a part of that company, but
are they? I thought they completely pulled out.
Yeah,
Oh, that's a nail in the tire there.
He has no pressure. This is his only planned ARCA race, so we'll see.
Oh, yes it is.
The next few laps, and we'll be back to Daytona.
Sioux Chief Manufacturing has supplied the highest quality rough plumbing products made in America for more than 60 years. From demanding commercial and residential jobs to repairs and remodels, Sioux Chief products are guaranteed to work as hard as you do. With PowerPack's complete plumbing solutions from tubing to fittings for a no-worry connection every time.
Look, Trans Am starts in about 2 weeks down in Speedway.
Do what?
Trans Am starts in 2 weeks down in Speedway.
Oh, yeah.
And Michael Self's really excited about it.
Yes, we are still under caution, Landon.
Yeah, Twitter's freaking out right now.
I honestly, I'm kind of with them. I don't really understand why these cautions are taking so long.
Dan Spence cautions from Matt Weaver. Here's the reason why. ARCA is continuing to work on getting the lineup correct. Hey, if you're on Twitter, good follow Brett Winningham. He does a lot of good stuff with, with covering at least the ARCA Menards and East and West races, if not, of course, a Cup or Xfinity truck race.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he does really, really good with them.
What are they still trying to get correct, though?
They're still trying to get the lineup corrected.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, what did they have wrong about it in the first place?
He didn't really go into set. ARCA has read the lineup like 10 times now over the radio.
I can't say I'm surprised at this point, especially after Monday.
Yeah, let's not get into that. I mean, Richmond water heaters, yeah, they're pretty good. Did you know that? And then General Tire.
Yeah.
The official tire of the ARCA Menards here.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, they are.
Zachary says, who's in the booth tonight for Xfinity? I'm pretty sure it's
Adam Alexander, Tony Stewart, and Clint.
Yes.
Now, here's something we got to keep our eye on, this General Tire Super Speedway Challenge. It's a championship within a championship. The events are Daytona, Talladega, Pocono, Charlotte, both of the Kansas races, and my home track at Michigan International Speedway. These big tracks are huge, and of course we see a lot of things going on at these big tracks. What's it like to have all these ARCA cars going on these big tracks, and how important is that for a driver to really get going and develop in that field?
I mean, it's huge. They get that experience before they get to the upper levels of being able to be on those tracks.
Got more insight into the radio stuff. Brett Winningham told me, I'm listening to the officials' radio, and the race director is...
Is what? You cut out when you said that.
That's probably good that I cut out on that.
Oh, and we're back to green. So I guess they got it figured out. Tanner Gray and Sean Corr were the front row.
I just think that maybe just, going back to the lineup there, I want to correct something. This is the first race of the season, so, we got to, it takes a while for a lot of these drivers that haven't been in the cars.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really going to be trying to figure out where everybody is, because a lot of drivers maybe have not done this before. So there's also that, but, it's just a process. They'll get it figured out. They'll have it figured out by the time we get when we into when we go to 5 flags.
Yeah. Drew Dollar's damage seems to be a parachute because they just kicked him out and he is having issues up there.
Yeah, remember when he got that damage was from when Gracie Trotter got into I think Gracie Trotter got contact with him. And, remember when I kept saying that Drew Dollar got a piece of that incident?
Yep.
That was really where it is, so...
Kenyon Trotter is currently 8th, and Tony is... He needs to circle back around here. I think she's 13th.
And like I said earlier, good for Young Motorsports to really get it up there.
Yep.
Spread out, thin out. Seems like that bottom line is really starting to prevail.
See Gracie Trotter right now, but that's
So the pack is really broken up right now. Tanner Gray, Corey Heim, Ty Gibbs, and Drew Dollar have kind of broken away.
That's really strange because now we're kind of seeing what we kind of see in like the Xfinity and Cup Series. The pack is so drawn out. Then you have that's really not going to work here because then cars can get a really big advance on it and they can really go out and get it.
Yeah.
Silver 63. Still in contention, still on the lead lap.
Remember, we have a competition caution coming around lap 43. Let's explain what exactly.
Oh, there is a competition caution. Is that supposed to be a break?
It's a little bit different than you see in the other 3 series.
She said there's one around lap 43.
It looks like the break is back. I guess I was thinking on that.
So one way to cut costs, the ARCA Menards officials decided to have these competition caution pit stops where you can only have 4 people over the wall, and you retain your important thing is you retain your position on the racetrack. So it doesn't matter if you have a 12-second pit stop or a 30-second pit stop.
Okay, so similar, kind of like what they're talking about right now. So last year when when NASCAR came back from the pandemic, they introduced in ARCA this what I like to call the controlled pit stop. So basically, when guys come in at this competition caution, what's going to happen is all the cars are going to come in on pit road. They're going to have an allotted amount of time to work on the car. They're going to, once you're done in that 5 minutes, you're going to have them stop on the back stretch. Wait till everyone goes. No one loses their position, and right now the caution is out right now, so no one loses their position. They did this a couple times in the Xfinity and Truck Series. They actually introduced this before the pandemic started. It didn't get as rave reviews as many people thought it would, but if you're a team, it was cost saving for the teams as well to not bring as many guys to the race, especially when you're trying to not prevent the spread of COVID. So it was good. I don't think there is going to be, from what I asked Steve Phelps at the end of the year, if they would come back to that. He said no. I just it's the thing is, the races can be won off of pit stops, and it's kind of the same guys winning all the time if they started to do that. But it is a lot. I do think it's appropriate for ARCA to do things like that. A lot of the ARCA teams don't have the budgets like the Cup teams, the Xfinity teams, the Truck teams, and so this is another cost-saving method that the ARCA Menards Series has done for this.
Well, so here's what I don't get with this break. We only got like 4 laps of green flag and then went right back into it. Why didn't we use the last caution as the break? I feel like that would have made more sense here.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's just, to understand all that is above my pay grade. That's all I'm going to say.
I guess. It just seems like we're unnecessarily wasting time under caution at this point.
That's what everyone's kind of saying on the Twitter thing.
Yeah.
Just realized I got to be careful what I say here. I think I've been doing a pretty good job though.
Yeah. Well, now that we're back under caution, update everybody on the lineup here. It's currently lap 44. Tanner Gray's your leader, Corey Heim second, Ty Gibbs third, Drew Dollar fourth, Derek Lancaster fifth, Sean Core sixth, Brett Holmes seventh, Gracie Trotter eighth, Chuck Hires ninth, Rich Bickle in 10th.
Jason White in 11th right now. Andrew J is in 12th. Then we have Howie DiStefano from AM Racing. He's in 13th. Tony Brenninger from Young's Motorsports, 14th. Jack Wood, GMS, he's in 15th. Dave Mayer, 16th. John Ferrier, 17th. Kyle Sieg in 18th. Scott Reeves, 19th. And Eric Caudell, it was Benny Chastain in 20th. Followed by Caudell in 21st. Tim Richmond, 22nd. Richard Garvey, 23rd. D.L. Wilson, 24th. Con Nicolopoulos, 25th. Jason Kitzmiller, 26th. Thad Moffitt, 27th, 2 laps down. 28th is Willie Mullen, keeps 13 laps down, followed by Greg Van Els, Derek Lucas, Nick Sanchez, and Scott Melton, Owen Smith, and Brittany Zamora to round out the 34-car field.
Is that Harley Davidson on the 10 car? Pretty sure that's what it said. They cut it right as they were starting to zoom in on the car, but I think that said Harley Davidson.
Might be, I don't know.
Looks like a little bit of an issue inside the 8 car for Sean Core working on that.
It's here's Denise Engel. I've known her for a long time. Of course, the official art. She's been the ARCA starter for years. She actually brings her own flag to the race.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about the ARCA Menards Series schedule, because we got a good one here. Of course, what I like about ARCA is that you have all different types of races. You have super speedways, you have short tracks, you have mile and a half, you have dirt tracks, you have road courses, all mixed into one. When you look at the ARCA Menards Series schedule, Garth, where do you kind of see the big event, and what event are you really looking forward to?
Like, what is the biggest event of the year?
What event are you looking forward to?
Oh, what am I looking forward to? Well, it's usually IRP, and that's not a thing this year, so I got to think about that now. I guess the biggest thing I'm looking forward to this year is probably... Well, it's not a main ARCA race. It's an ARCA East race, but Southern National Motorsports Park. I want to see how that does. That one I'm kind of looking forward to. But outside of that, I don't know if there's anything I'm specifically looking forward to. I just want ARCA races as a whole. If ARCA's on track, I'm happy. What about you?
Yeah, I think I'm excited for the new venue. Obviously, you know, we got Michigan coming up later in the year. That is my home track. Berlin. I don't know if I might make a trip to the west side of the state. I know the Jeff Squiggles of the world are very excited about that. Yeah. I know my friends out in the Grand Rapids area are excited about having ARCA back. You know, going to Iowa Speedway. I thought we wouldn't go to that.
Yeah.
Then you got the Milwaukee Mile, the return of the Milwaukee Mile. First time since 2007 that is back.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll have to see on that. So those are the exciting venues. Back to Springfield, back to Des Moines for the 2 dirt races, and then road course racing. Watkins Glen and Mid-Ohio. And yeah. I just texted Michael Self, and he does say, yes, it is very weird to not be in Daytona.
Yeah, I can imagine. Especially if he's won 2 of the last 3 years.
Yeah, he's actually won the last 2 out of 3 years in Harrison Burton. And Torini's they're going for 4 in a row, and so is Toyota.
Yep.
The Chevrolet has not won here since 2017. And you have to go back to 2014 for the last time before that.
You sit there and you promise everybody in the world, and then once you get out there, it seems like it's definitely...
So Corey Heim became the race leader when Tanner went to pick the field.
Everybody's out there trying to make a name for themselves. And,
okay, so with the Sioux Chief Showdown, what kind of thing you're looking for? How about when you look at tracks like Elko and stuff, how was that? Oh, okay, so here's the mid-race recap right here.
Early on in the race, Thad Moffitt with trouble as they go 3 wide.
All 3 cars involved were able
Oh, wow. I did see that. Derek Griffith almost went over.
Mm-hmm.
This is the big one here. Tracy Trotter getting into the back there, Griffith.
It wasn't. It was kind of the big one, not really the big one that everybody expected to be.
Oh, I think we'll end up with a bigger one by the end of it.
The thing is, it's kind of common. We didn't see the big one 2 years ago. We saw it last year. Well, of course, we saw it 3 years ago. There were like several big ones.
Yeah.
2018 race.
Well, now that we've had the lineup changed from pit stops, your current running order on lap 47, Corey Himes your leader, Ty Gibbs second, Drew Dollar third, Derek Lancaster fourth, Brett Holmes fifth, Gracie Trotter sixth, Chuck Heyer seventh, Rich Bickles back up to eighth, Andrew Jankowiak, that's how I'm going to pronounce it, I don't know if that's right or not, is ninth, and Howie DiSavino is 10th. She said Jakowiak. Everybody's got a different pronunciation for it.
This is his delivery vehicle. This is what he makes his money in. Every time he makes $1, he puts it into the tip jar. That tip jar was going to be the down payment on his house. There's a photo of him with his mom right there. His father actually passed away.
I think it's Jankowiak.
Back in 1989.
Jankowiak. I don't know. I'm asking somebody.
Okay. Well, that's how she pronounced it, was Jankowiak.
Well, I'm sure that, you know, they got to get all these pronunciations.
Yeah.
No relation to
Drive it like, oh yeah. Remember when, you know, they said, I think it was the radio, said drive it like you stole. Because remember Tim Richmond's car was stolen last year?
Mm-hmm.
At the Kansas race?
Soak it up and enjoy every single moment. Now that is an all-American story. Well done, Jamie. Thank you.
Such a great story, and I'm sure it was the same way for Chase. He came from 3 generations of racing. I spent every penny that I could ever scrape together to try to get to start racing, and I'm sure it was the same way for you, Chase.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think every second, third generation driver that grows up in it like he did, you dream of getting to race Daytona, and it obviously takes a lot.
I'll tell you what, watch out for that 32 back there. That yellow car. How he just, you know, he's a racer out of Virginia. He's having some big opportunities. You know, he's ran in this series for a while. And I think that he's gonna make some noise. Watch out.
But that is only you retain your position against the other cars that made it to pit.
Then you got Rich Bickle up there too, the 59. I think this is kind of like his goodbye year, kind of like the bye tour, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's kind of what I've been hearing.
You know, it'll culminate at the. Okay, so I got the pronunciation from my good friend Marty Zakala.
Mm-hmm.
Jankowiak.
Jankowiak. Okay. Well, now we know.
So Chase, we're a little past halfway. What are you doing as
What's
a
the
driver
chat
right
saying?
now? Are you starting to plot?
Huh?
What's the chat saying?
Mostly just complaining about how long the caution is.
Yeah.
We were talking earlier about Ty Gibbs. When's the time to go? Well, you're on the front row right now. If you can take control of this race,
Is it go time?
two teammates lined up to the inside.
Okay, so when is it go time? When do you think these guys are going to mix it up? They're going to mix it up now, or are they going to mix it up later? What do you think?
I think they're going to start mixing it up soon, if not now. Personally, though, I don't think go time is till, like, overtime. I don't think you should really even go until it's, like, within under 5 laps to go. Because we're going to get at least a couple more wrecks here.
You got Brett Holmes behind the 15 and the 20. Brett's got no friends out there. Brett is literally surrounded by Toyotas.
Yeah.
Kind of like that scene in Herbie Fully Loaded when all the cars surround the love bug.
Yeah. That's pretty normal for Brett, though. There's not usually a lot of Chevys out there, at least competitively.
The GMS is out there.
Well, that's true. But Jack's back in 12th right now. He's not really in a position to help Brett at the moment.
Yeah. They got a lot of Toyota. Well, you got that 32 back there too, but he's not really in a position to help either.
Yeah.
The tough part
The 73 is a Ford.
Restart was so crucial, and
That Chuck Hires
sometimes
back
gotta really
there,
work
and
to get back up there. And it's so
again,
easy here. That outside lane doesn't go, you just get shuffled so fast. So he's going to have to slowly just keep trying to work that side draft, get down, pull that.
I don't know that Chuck Hire is really about any manufacturer alliance. Those fast track cars aren't usually one specific manufacturer.
Man, it's just weird seeing that outside line just like disappear.
Yeah. Yeah.
Looks like Myers wants to get in that outside line.
Yeah.
Kind of.
It's a lot of work, and just the timing aspect of that is, how to not try to get too much. It seems like it's really easy to sometimes try to take, try to get 2 or 3 cars. Sometimes you're better off just trying to just get that one spot. And he's really working it really well here. So as Gracie gets here, this is going to be his one chance, I think.
But do you think the thing is with Drew, I'm worried about that damage on that left front end. I think it's just going to be really just. It's going to really affect him.
I don't know that he's going to be able to lead with that. Because it just seemed like earlier when he was in the high line with it, it just seemed like it was acting like a parachute. He probably isn't having too much trouble pushing.
No. No, he's not. I mean, you look at what Corey Heim is. Up there.
Yeah, I think it's different, for every racetrack, but at a place like Daytona or Talladega, I want my spotter to literally never stop talking, just to paint as big of a picture as I can possibly have, just so I understand the scope of what's going on around me. And I think that's the best thing that makes the good spotters here really good, is they just paint such a picture as a race car driver.
Hey, well, that 73 is going to be fun to watch.
The more information they can give us, the better
I think he's going to be up there at the end of the day, but lots of Yodas to get by.
Yeah.
Listening to the radio, and under that last caution period, they were asking him to start saving some fuel. They weren't sure if we were going to get more caution or less caution.
With Corey Heim out front now, that means all 4 Venturini cars have led at least a lap already today.
That is true. That just shows you how Venturini is so down.
Yep.
Well, we know that Billy Venturini was saying if we got that car back to race ready for the number 15 Drew Dollar, it's going to be good. Well, obviously, he's running 20. He's running in second right now. Billy Venturini is saying stay with the 20. Wait till the end if you want to try something and stay in line. Drew Dollar told me before the race started the goal was stick with those Toyota teammates, and that's exactly what they're doing right now. Venturini is looking for their 4th win here at Daytona.
Unbelievable team when it comes to Daytona. Venturini Motorsports, 4 previous wins, including last year with Michael Self. By the way, Michael Self has moved on from racing. He's actually managing a race team, so we wish him well there. Gracie Trotter is the one with that team that won last year.
So Michael Self and Ryan Rebko make appearances on the broadcast, and they're not even in it.
Yeah. I like Howie's paint scheme. That's nice.
I do too. It's more like kind of like the Kobe paint scheme that Ryan Blaney ran, I think, at Auto Club last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, they're just noticing what I said earlier on. Watch out for that. That the nose kind of caved in right there on the front. So I think that's going to be critical to watch towards the end of this.
Yeah. All right, lineup update. Lap 55. Corey Heim still your leader. Drew Dollar second. Brett Holmes third. Derek Lancaster fourth. Ty Gibbs fifth. Those 5 have broken away. Then there's another draft of 6 cars of Chuck Hires, Andrew Jankowiak, Howie DeSavino, Tanner Gray, Kyle Sieg, and Sean Core in 11. Oh. No, 8 cars, because Gracie Trotter's in that one too, in 12. Rich Bickle leading the rest of the field back in 13. Nope, scratch that. Jack Wood leading the rest of the field in 13th now.
You always knew Dawn dishwashing liquid was top
tough on greasy dishes. But did you know Dawn is tough on dirt and grease in the garage and workshop? Dawn powers away dirt and grime on tires and wheels. Degreases tools and parts. Removes stubborn grease and oil stains on clothes. Plus, Dawn is gentle on painted surfaces and gentle on your hands. Save on Dawn dishwashing liquid and more at your nearest Menards. Save big money at Menards.
There's your Red Bull commercial again.
You just gotta love commercials, don't you?
Well, I don't know if love is the word I would use.
The 63 of Dave Maynard is off to the garage.
Okay.
Red Bull gives you wings. How do you make America's #1 work brand for slip-resistant footwear even better? Add Podiatrist Certified Arch Support. Presenting Skechers Arch Fit. Slip-resistant footwear with Podiatrist Certified Arch Support for all-day comfort. Try Skechers Arch Fit. Work footwear available for men and women. Wendy's didn't start the chicken wars. They just ended them with Wendy's new classic chicken sandwich. Nothing beats.
Yeah, now all these cars are kind of starting to get spread out, and now we're kind of seeing everyone kind of go to the bottom of the line, like we said. We might see in the Xfinity race coming up later on. That's what we're kind of seeing right there.
Yeah. Well, those two separate packs have kind of merged in the front now for one line. The top 10 with Gracie being the last of that 10-car line.
With a brand new team, he's starting on the 3rd row for the Daytona 500. Michael Jordan, a co-owner of that team, will be here watching. Welcome them to the sport. Should be pretty exciting.
We're going to have an interview with MJ tomorrow, right, during the Daytona 500 broadcast?
Yes, and Denny Hamlin, the co-owner of that team. I heard it went great. Michael Strahan sat down with them.
Yeah, Michael Strahan's interviewing the 2311 team now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I think Tom Rinaldi's interviewing Ryan Newman.
Hmm.
Ooh, cars are getting loose. I think I better watch out because Chuck Hires is making him loose.
Given this opportunity as a reward for proving himself last year, now he's full-time going for the championship.
Oof, yeah.
And that's Toyota. They have such a great program.
Oh, geez, look at that car. That car is, I don't know how did that, Chuck Hires' car is destroyed from that front end. Look at that.
Let's listen in on Andy.
He's got into the wall goes the 0-1. I think he got contact with the 25. My goodness.
Oh, yeah, she got into the back of him. I don't know that that's a lot of damage on her part, though. She didn't get into him too hard. 21 laps to go, Kenyon.
Ooh. And the nose got caved in a little bit, kind of like what you saw in the 32. So I really don't know how the 0-1 got. I think the 0-1 got a tire.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. He had smoke coming out of the right side down the backstretch.
My goodness, look! I mean, look at this field. You got a bunch of young kids, and then you got these veterans that are in their 50s and 60s. It's amazing.
I'm amazed we didn't have a caution from that.
Yeah, I am too.
Yeah, she's got more damage than I thought she did on the nose.
You know what this kind of reminds me of?
What?
Talladega.
Yeah.
The thing is, we've had more excitement than that.
Yeah. Oh, Kenyon, she didn't crash Chuck Hires. He had a flat tire. She just had nowhere to go and ran into the back of him as he went up the track. That had nothing. That was not her fault at all. But no caution. We're still green.
Derek Nealon is one of the best stoppers. I like that 4K camera that Fox has there. I know that was due to something that they were going to do it. You kind of saw it during Fox's NFL coverage. Just look at those pictures, man. That's really good. Really good job by Fox.
Oh yeah.
And I gotta say, nice job to everybody on the Fox platform.
Yeah.
So the team that finished dead last was the same team that won the ARCA race on Monday.
Yeah.
And of course, Max Gutierrez won that. Of course, you had him on. What was that conversation like with Max? What did he have to say?
He was thankful for the opportunity and just to be able to run in America. We talked about basically the differences between cars in America and cars in Mexico, because he said it was a lot more horsepower here and he had to get used to that.
It looks like Chevrolet's cut another tire.
Oh yeah.
I think you're gonna get a caution. That car is smoking, man. Well, Jack Wood making his way back in the top 10.
Yeah. Well, everybody's dropping out of the top 10 at this point.
Yeah.
No more Gracie, no more Chuck Hires.
Next ARCA Menard Series race will be at Phoenix Race. And it's also marks the first race in a combo race with the ARCA Menard Series West. So we're gonna see Jesse Love in that race. Of course, BMR going from four cars, 4-time cars last year to 2. What's that going to be like for them, and how do you think BMR will do on the next day?
I think they'll do better than they have been, because if scaling back and just focusing on 2 cars now, I think that'll only pay dividends. I think Jesse Love's going to dominate even more than he did last year, especially since they can give him a little more focus now since there's only one other car. I don't know what to expect out of Cole Moore, though. He could win a bunch of races. He could flop. I have no idea what to expect out of him.
Yeah. Tommy Holland and Theo Selby were out running dirt cars. So and also, I haven't heard anything about what the Bugatti team is planning on.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest question there. I assume they're still going to have their 2 cars, but yeah, I don't know what they're doing.
I haven't talked to, of course, Trevor Huddleston was there last year, and then, of course, Warren Perkins, who won several races last year. He'll be actually running a part-time schedule with Our Motorsports that begins in April.
Yep.
And while the greats mastered the body, the greatest mastered the mind.
These are interesting commercials, I will say.
Yeah.
You ever seen Japanese commercials before? Those are really, really good.
I feel like I probably have, but not recently.
Here's your chance to learn at home and create a rewarding career.
Japanese TV in general, from what I've seen, is just very interesting.
If you're stuck in a job you can't stand, working too many hours for too little money, go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation right now. You could start your new life as an IT pro in months, not years. Classes meet live online just twice a week.
Since I've attended My Computer Career, I've been able to do work that I enjoy and can actually make a career out of it.
Grants covering up to 53% of the
I don't know. That's a good question, Kenyon. I think Gracie's back out on track, but I'm not sure. She's showing 3 laps down in 24th. I don't know if she's actually back out on track yet or not, though.
It's kind of cutting in there on the 15. I really don't know. I don't think Drew is going to make it to the finish.
Yeah. The bear bond is coming off, and yeah, I don't think he's going to make it. That whole left front's going to come apart by the end of this. There's only 13 laps left, though. That's all he's got to survive at this point. Or 12 laps.
Yeah, the feeling like if we get, you know, bunch up the field for caution and...
So your current top 10 with 12 laps to go. Corey Heim, the leader. Drew Dollar, second. Brett Holmes, third. Derek Lancaster, fourth. Ty Gibbs, fifth. Andrew Jankowiak in 6th, Kyle Sieg 7th, Sean Core 8th, Tanner Gray 9th, and Jack Wood in 10th. The top 5, though, have a really far distance on the rest of the field. If we go caution-free to the end of this, it's going to be settled in this top 5.
Gracie Trotter also had a pass-through penalty. Yeah, Michael Self is watching this race off and on.
Yeah.
You're obviously going to be faster, so I would definitely get going here as we get down to 10 to go. I think, you know, if you can just wait too long and then you don't have time to do it, I think you're better off to do it as soon as you can. And that way, if it doesn't work out, you have enough time to kind of try to rally and try something else.
I think Drew's fine following with that damage, but I don't think he's ever going to be in a position to pull out unless he can anticipate the 3 of those guys pulling out and maybe try to pull out in front of them to get them to push him by. But I don't think with that damage, it would be awfully hard for him to be.
I think we see a caution coming up here. I don't know. I just see something happening.
I don't know. The pack's so spread out at this point. I don't see anything happening to cause a caution until we get down to the last couple laps and people start making moves.
These guys get to lap traffic. To me, this is the perfect situation to try to make that move.
Like that?
I don't know. I'm not there yet.
Well, these lap cars are going to be an interesting one.
Yeah.
Sometimes guys will get lazy and get on their right rear and kind of drag.
Drew Dollar was in the position that Ryan Rudko was in at Talladega. Drew's looking like he wants to make a move. I just don't. I just know.
I don't think the car's there for him to do it though with that damage.
But the thing is, if you're Brett Holmes, if you're Derek Lancaster, and if you're Ty Gibbs, what are you going to do?
They did say earlier that Billy told him on the radio, don't make a move until the last couple laps. At least be a team player till the last couple laps, so that doesn't mean he's going to listen to that, but honestly, he would be smart to. Because with that damage, I don't think that car can lead for very long, if it can lead at all.
Yeah, I don't know. That damage is going to be... Debris was reported on the backstretch out of 2, but the ARCA officials say that was a piece of their mind.
So Drew Dollar is just trying to keep consistent and keep at it, knowing that, as he said, he wants to be smart and be there at the end.
Have you ever seen a drive shaft come out of the car before?
Not until yesterday I didn't.
Remember when the drain pan came out of one of the cars?
I don't think so.
I think it was like 2015 in Michigan. I remember. I think it was like one of the I think it was like the 98.
I don't remember that.
They're trying to get formed up right now. So what's the right approach for these drivers?
I like what Jay said. I think don't wait till the last minute. You don't wait till 2 or 3 laps to go and find out what you thought might work. It's not going to work. Let's try it now, because the worst thing could happen if Derek Lancaster and Ty Gibbs.
Remember how I said this race wasn't going to turn into what Talladega was last year?
No, it hasn't. You know, I mean, for the most part, it hasn't. But,
ever since that lap 43 competition caution, it has.
Yeah, we haven't seen a caution yet.
Nope.
Hey, I'm in the middle of 2, Brett Holmes got me in a really interesting position. Because he's in the middle of 2 Toyotas and then more Toyotas.
I think he's in the best position of anybody, to be honest, because...
The thing is, he's got to get around that 15. I don't know what's going to happen.
Well, if Lancaster and Gibbs are smart, they'll go with him, because that's their best chance of getting up there. If they stay behind Drew Dollar, if he pulls out, they're not really going to have a chance.
Right.
Stretch that we've had to finish a race in the last 4 years is 4 laps. think they're spread out enough unless they get together when somebody's going to try to make a move at some point, and it may be led by Brett Holmes. Unless they get
someone will make. Yeah, I'm with Phil on this one. Someone's gonna make a move, but someone might make the wrong move. But
yeah, somebody's gonna make a move too early here. I bet within the next couple laps, Holmes, Lancaster, or Gibbs makes a move. It's just gonna be too early.
yeah,
The problem for Ty is he can't make a move unless somebody else does because he has no help behind him. Gonna be 5 laps to go this time.
it's gonna be interesting to see how this all works out.
The problem is with a 5-car draft, I don't know.
On the wall.
Yeah, I think Ty's
88th in the wall, hard.
I'm not there yet.
Oh, sliding on the grass there.
Oh, yep. Scott Reeves in the wall off of 4.
I must have jinxed it, I guess. Scott Reeves, the 88.
And misses pit road into the grass and around.
You can see all the evidence of
This just got interesting.
It did.
What these track workers did in drying this track early on, because you see how soaking wet the
Yeah,
infield is.
I think we're going to get an exciting finish now.
Oh God, not the landscaping.
Let's take a look exactly what was happening coming off turn 4 on that right front, hard hit.
Ooh, someone's got to get that cleaned up before they clean.
Yeah.
I wonder if he can get that car out of there.
I don't know. There's a lot of water down there. I don't think so.
And the grass is not the place you want to be today after all the rain that happened.
Nope. No, he's basically riding through a slip and slide.
That tire's just done. My goodness. Look at that.
Yeah.
Those are some. Oh, look at that. Those are some really, really good pictures.
We will get Scott Reeves out of the grass, and we will get back to racing. Only 4 laps to go here at Daytona.
Man.
You're watching the ARCA Series.
A lot of water.
This one.
It is a lot of water.
All right. So this changes everything, folks. We're probably going to be going overtime from this since we were under 5 laps to go. Corey Heim is your leader. He'll restart alongside Drew Dollar in 2nd. Brett Holmes is 3rd. Derek Lancaster 4th. Ty Gibbs 5th. Andrew Jankowiak in 6th. Kyle Sieg 7th. Sean Core 8th. Tanner Gray 9th. Jack Wood in 10th.
I'm like Jakowiak, I'm like Tanner Gray, and all those names they said on the back end there. This is the caution that they were looking for.
Yep.
And now it brings them back into the field, and we got a brand new race, folks. This is a dash to the finish. I can't wait to see how it goes.
My question with all those guys in the back half of the top 10 is, though, as long as it takes these cars to work up to speed, I don't know how much of a chance those guys are really going to have, because it's going to be a lap before we're really making any moves.
Someone might have. I mean, we saw at the beginning of the truck race, so you never know what's going to happen. So that's why the restart is so important.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have Toyotas on the back of. Because Brett Holmes is going to be pushing someone.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be there. Remember, only the leader has the lead. Can choose lanes. Don't have the choose cone
right.
in ARCA or actually in ARCA Series. Speedway. We won't see the choose cone until we go to Las Vegas. ARCA does not have the choose cone.
Yeah. All right, who you got on this restart?
Oh my goodness! I have no idea.
Yeah.
I think the bigger question is, are we going to see another caution again?
Yeah. Honestly, I think we will. I don't think this is the last one.
I think we're going to see a caution coming up there, but who knows? But if I'm Corey Heim, I'm in the best position right now.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if I'm Drew Dollar, don't know what I'm gonna do.
Right.
See, the thing is, now you gotta go on the pit road. You gotta repair that thing on the left side of the, on the right front of the, on the left front of the car. It's not gonna be good.
Yeah.
Did you know that you can save big money at Menards?
I did not know that. This is the first time hearing of this.
Did you know that? You know, you can get Richmond water heaters at Menards.
Really? I was not aware of this.
Orange cones at Menards.
It should be unlimited attempts, Zachary, right? It's unlimited attempts, isn't it?
So how it works in ARCA is the race will only end under green. If you go watch the 2018 race.
Let's listen to some radio from our leader, Corey Heim.
So.
He's wanting to do a team-made restart, and he's wanting us to drop down in front of the 15 at the start-finish line. They're going to get tight to us and push us until 1 to go. They'll push us to the checker if we do it.
By the way, going back to Scott Reeves, that was a terrible place to go.
Oh yeah.
Game plan there.
Yeah, what they're talking about is choreographing this restart. Corey would start on the outside, and the 15 of Drew Dollar would allow him to get back.
Kenyon Trotter is currently scored in 24, 4 laps down.
Stacey Holmes.
That's what they're talking about is
orchestrating
this restart.
I think I just saw Stacey Holmes.
Breakaway pack of 5. So here's a little nugget. They had over a 6-second lead.
You saw Brett's in-car camera?
The caution flag fall. So the dynamic of this race has officially changed. We have 2 laps to go.
A lot of Chevys in the up there.
Keep your head on a swivel and your eyes open.
You're going to need that for this final 2 laps. I don't like
Well, I will say this. Here's what you're not going to see. If a Venturini driver, of course, you know what happens at the end if a Venturini driver wins. Of course, because of COVID, you can't have a kiss from Papa Bill.
Right.
I want to take the inside and just let Brett Holmes push me. And whatever happens, happens. Because I think you get in a position where you're trying to get down in front of the guy. And then
Okay, what do you think happens on this restart there?
I feel like you don't necessarily have to be in, but if I'm the team owner, Billy Venturini, I'm all for it. But as a driver,
I think we get another wreck before we come around to the white.
whatever happens, happens.
Good shot of the 28. That's Kyle Sieg right there.
Now, if we do take the white, correct me if I'm wrong, but if we do take the white, we still go back to overtime, but it's only a 1-lap restart.
Correct.
Okay.
In contention here in the 7th spot.
How about our boy in 6th?
Andy J.
Yeah.
Andy J's in 6th. Some great stories up here in the top.
I like how the Fox broadcast is not avoiding pronouncing Korea.
Yeah.
Tennessee said he would never race again, and here he is running 4th inside the top 5 at Daytona.
Zachary says, I think rain is close. I mean, there's a tiny, small cell west of the track. I don't think it's going to really be a problem, though.
I don't think so.
Other than that, there's really not anything of significance around.
I wanted to mention that I learned he's a huge Denny Hamlin fan. He said there was something when he was 5 years old. He saw Denny coming into the Cup Series, and he just liked him and rooted for him. So maybe pulls this off. Maybe he can get to meet his hero.
Denny's pretty good here at this race.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Denny Hamlin, of course, going for a record 3rd consecutive Daytona 500 win. Don't forget, though, he's already won here 3 times. Pretty impressive.
He's running out of room in his garage for his Daytona 500 winning cars.
And on the flip side, his teammate Kyle Busch, he has so many darn trophies, but he has 1 spot right in the middle for the trophy from the Daytona 500, something Kyle Busch has never done.
I can't believe that Kyle Busch has not won the Daytona 500.
Right there, I can only imagine.
He's turning into Dale Earnhardt at this point.
He is.
But to watch your grandson, Phil, you got a son that races. What's that like to have family on the track?
It's pretty hard. I'm usually pretty calm. Stefan is actually racing this afternoon, the Xfinity race, so I'll be probably in the grandstands watching. But I know Coach is so involved with all the grandkids. I remember Stefan went to school with Jackson.
Yeah, I don't want to make a pick on who I think's going to win this at this point because I don't think all of these cars are going to make it to the end.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think there's going to be. I don't think we're done wrecking yet.
No, not at all.
It's 6th or 7th grade.
Let's get an update on the leader, Jamie.
Well, we heard about the team restart coming for Corey Heim in the 20 and Drew Dollar in the 15.
We have had 6 lap leaders.
But they're still thinking
I just remembered when I did my iRacing stream with Corey Heim, we were joking about, I told him if he wins at Daytona, if he's going to credit the iRacing stream with me for the win, he said he was going to mention me in Victory Lane. We'll see if that actually happens.
We shall see. We shall see. First big news from that end, of course, Corey Heim working with the great Kevin Strudel, of course, the newest driver of the several of the Kevtron movements.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just one more thing on that. Just, one of the best in the business when it comes to, for all of us, we just can't go and call, well, maybe we could. But for a lot of us, the PR department is always the best thing. One of the best in the business.
Right.
Of course, sponsoring many, working with all these, young drivers like Carson Hocevar and Daniel Guy and Christian, and of course now Corey Heim, who's worked with Sam Mayer in the past. So just it's one of the best in the business. And help me out.
Definitely.
Keep working hard, Kevin. I hope you're having fun down at New Smyrna.
All right, we're double file. We're going green this time.
Interesting that Lancaster is behind Corey Heim. Brett Holmes is behind Drew Dollar, and then there's Ty Gibbs and Jakowiak. And then Sean Core, Kyle Sneak. I really don't know what's going to happen.
I think the strategy is Corey's going to duck down in front of Drew on the restart.
I think we shall find out, because this is quite exciting.
Yeah.
Remember, Corey Heim did win at Kansas last year. I had to correct one of my media friends.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this would technically be 2 wins in a row for him if he pulls this off.
Yeah. Yeah, Venturini looking for their 4th win in a row in Daytona. They've been phenomenal.
Yep.
I think Corey Heim's going to do some big, big things. All right, here we go. Overtime. Yep, Brett Holmes behind there, and Lancaster's out there. Kyle C. That outside line is died.
Yep. See, I told you that's what was going to happen. Corey's going to duck down in front of Drew, and the outside line was not going to have anything.
Drew better be careful because he might wreck his teammate.
Yeah, he's being awfully aggressive.
Yeah, that's not worked out in the past. Yeah, Corey, I would not get out to a big lead like that.
No. The problem is, though, how much help is anybody back there behind them going to have?
Well, that's what happens. Big time. How about that? Corey Heim gets it done at Daytona.
There it is.
That is 4 in a row at Venturini.
That's incredible.
That is 2 races in a row for Corey Heim.
Was that only a 1-lap restart? I thought there was going to be 2 laps there.
Yeah, I thought about 2, but it 1. But how about Corey Heim really getting it done and all that stuff?
Yeah. Daytona, baby!
Let's take a look at the restart. Corey Heim on the outside.
You want to read him the results while I do the tweet?
Yeah, sure. All right, so the final results, Corey Heim finishes 1st in there. Drew Dollar finishes 2nd. Brett Holmes comes in 3rd. Ty Gibbs in 4th. Top 5 effort for Kyle Sieg. He is in 5th, followed by Derek Lancaster, 6th. Tanner Gray finished 7th. Andrew Jankowiak finishes 8th. Jack Wood finishes 9th. Sean Core in 10th. Jason Kitzmiller comes in 11th. John Ferrier in 12th. Howie DiSavino III in 13th. Jason White in 14th. Rich Bickle comes in 15th. Eric Caudell 16th. Richard Garvey in 17th. Tony Brenninger comes in 18th. Kim Richmond 19th. And Benny Chastain comes home 20th. 21st is Chad Moffitt. 22nd, Con Nicolopoulos. 23rd is Gracie Trotter. 24th is Scott Reed. 25th, Chuck Hires. D.L. Wilson, 26th. Dave Mader, 27th. Willie Mullins, 28th. Greg Van Els, 29th. Derek Griffith, 30th. Nick Sanchez, 31st. Scott Melton, 32nd. Owen Smith, 33rd. And Brittany Zamora rounds out the field in 35th.
There you have it.
Venturini Motorsports has now won 4 races in a row at Daytona. 5 if you count Michael Self's Daytona Road Course win. And Corey Heim has won the last 2 ARCA Menard Series races going back to the season finale at Kansas.
Ty Gibbs, the other 18-year-old.
Well, Garth, how'd you think the race went?
You know, in terms of excitement level, it wasn't fantastic, but the finish was pretty good overall. What do you think?
He does an awesome job, that's for sure. It's always cool to see the angles these guys come up with. And Corey's got a unique situation here. He could go do like a slip and slide victory celebration.
What a top 5 effort for Kyle Sieg. That's his best ever finish in the ARCA Menard.
Yeah.
Jen Kowiak got really impressive.
Knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
They saw something in this young man. He won that race in Kansas. He said, you're going to be our guy going for the championship here in the ARCA Menard Series.
One thing, too, to point out for this championship battle that's going to be neat is, you know, this is the one place you can lose a lot of points quick because of how big the field is. So
Let's hear from our winner. Kate, take it away.
As Corey Heim is climbing out of that truck, I don't know if he's trying to let this sink in that you have just now won Daytona, your 2nd win in ARCA Menards, but really what is the strategy behind it all came down to that last restart. You guys executed perfectly behind the wheel. What was going on in your head?
Yeah, like you mentioned strategy, I mean, I got to give it all to Shannon Rush. He made the perfect call, executed this race perfect, and hands down him, he dialed this JBL Camry in perfect, and I can't get enough thanks to Toyota Racing, Venturini Motorsports, JBL, all the guys that make it happen.
You helped Venturini Motorsports get their 4th win here in a row in Daytona. You were working with your teammates hard there at the end. How important and critical is that camaraderie being built on that team?
Yeah, I mean, I got to give a lot of props to Drew Dollar. He really helped me there at the end, just him being right behind me. I know he's got a little bit of experience, and he just raced the truck race too, so really trusted him and paid off.
Corey, how do you think this will change your career?
For the better only. There's only one direction that can go, so just really blessed to be here, and like I said, thanks to everyone at Toyota Racing, JBL, Venturini Motorsports, make it happen.
Coming on board full-time, Corey Heim is going to celebrate his first Daytona, his 2nd win in the ARCA Menard Series.
Well, that's a good way to start a championship bid.
Yeah.
See, and I think, because there's all those people out there that say Ty Gibbs is just going to dominate this season, win like 13 races. I think this is going to show them that Ty's not going to have quite as easy of a time with it as they seem to think.
Yeah,
he's going to have a lot of competition out of Corey.
Yeah. The thing is, it's only one race in the year, but we have to get to the short tracks and see how he performs there.
Right.
We have to go to Phoenix. We have to go to Elko. We have to go to Toledo. We have to go to a lot of these places where you know, Ty has been to and Corey hadn't been to in a while. Remember, Corey only ran a few races last year for the team. So it'll be interesting to see what goes on at a lot of these racetracks.
I mean, that didn't seem to affect him a lot when he won at Kansas, though. So, I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, you go to these. Well, it didn't affect Ty Gibbs when he won at Pocono or when he won at Kentucky last year.
Yeah.
But then again, you know, when it's just these kids and you got to give these race engineers, you got to give these crew chiefs all the credit in the world, because they put these cars together. And with all the limited practice time that these guys have, it's really hard. And for these kids to just come in there and make sure they have a good setup and everything like that, that's a credit to all the guys back in the shop and the crew chief and the pit crew. Everyone, it's a team effort here in this series, like in all of them.
Yep.
So yeah, it's quite interesting for sure. We'll have to see how everything kind of works out, but I'm sure we'll see something different when we go to Phoenix.
Yeah, definitely. Everybody's mad in the chat that he didn't thank me.
Well, there'll still be the media question and all that. And
well, that's true.
There's still the post-race press conference, which I don't know if I should go join or not.
I mean, if you want to, you don't have to stay here.
I'm good. I'll get it later. They can survive the shop.
Yeah.
Making this second place finish even more impressive for Drew Dollar is the fact that with 42 laps to go, he did not have power steering. So he finished out this race working pretty hard. You executed that team. Please start there. How difficult is that to take a step back as the driver for the greater good of the team?
Yeah, I mean, I felt like that was really all we could do there. We had a super fast Camry today. Just didn't really have what it took to win once we had damage, and had a little bit of a tire rub. Just wanted to get to the end. It was tough without any power steering, but just can't thank everyone enough, Toyota and Sunbelt Reynolds, for helping me get here.
It's going to be a long season. This is the first race of it. What did you learn about the competition for 2021?
Finish last night in the series, and then having the second place in ARCA.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to watch, and hopefully we get all our teammates just we'll be smart for the next one.
Interesting and exciting. Nice job today. Let's go to Kate.
Yeah, Ty Gibbs finishing fourth. Right before I walked over, though, he was having a conversation with Brad Holmes. What was happening within that conversation?
You know, we were just talking about just the stuff that's kind of happened in the past week. You know, it's just frustrating to just kind of come out here and run fourth when even if you have a shot to win. And especially if you let your buddy in. I feel like if I did that, I wouldn't even want to be out here letting people in to win the race. Just completely gave it away there. So it's just frustrating. And the way this package is, you can hardly push, and you can't really get to the bumpers. So and then you're not allowed to lock bumpers, and they did. And then we got penalized 80 laps later the other night. So it's frustrating. Just kind of see what side to play on. I don't really know what to do to get ARCA to like me at this point, but you know, I'm having a fun time.
Always told
to
I'm
gonna keep grinding at it, and we can go race at a real racetrack in Phoenix. So I'm excited for that.
You know, Ty, I know that you have a lot of fans out there.
Now he's pulling Kyle quotes out.
So you do have some people that
yeah,
like
he's
you.
pulling Kyle's quotes out.
Was stay focused. So you did learn some during this race. What were some other takeaways?
You know, my team's always keeping me in my spotter house, always making sure I'm good on my switches and making sure everything's set right and the seatbelts are tight, which you definitely need here with the people here. So they just did a good job. That's all I really can say. My mantra actually Toyota Camry is fast, but I guess I need some teammates and some people that don't really want to win before I can win. So that's the only thing I can say.
Well, that's Ty Gibbs for you guys. Jamie Howe, let's give Brett Holmes a story.
Okay, you mentioned that conversation they were having here on pit lane following the checkers. Brett, for you said you want to say a couple of things too. How did the race unfold inside of your helmet?
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, it's just it's extremely tough. You know, when they're there at the end, and there's two guys playing strategy and their teammates, and you know, they can kind of really decide the race for the rest of us. And you know, we did all we could there. We qualified 15th, made it to the field with some good ranks, and did everything right we needed to do. And you know, I don't know, like I said, I don't know the rule on locking bumpers or not. I don't, you know, I haven't read it black and white myself, but, you know, if they did, and if it's in the rules, it's wrong. If they didn't, then that's fine.
But, here's an interesting one. You know, remember Times crew chief Shannon Rush, he was supposed to go crew chief Josh Williams.
I want nothing more to win one of these races. That's why I came back this year to run a few after we won the championship, and
How about the fastest lap? Gracie Trotter had the fastest lap of the race, 48.55 seconds.
Inside of your car, what
Not
was
bad.
it you were dealing with? What did you want to improve on?
You know, I wasn't really doing much. You know, honestly, we were just keeping it out there and stay clean. Everything kind of unfolds for you. So that's what happened. We got into the top 5 and had really good restarts on the bottom. Luckily, we got the bottom lane and just kept chugging along there. And my team brought a beautifully fast car, and it just didn't get to show for it in qualifying the way we have this format and the way the end of the race played out. But we had undoubtedly one of the strongest cars at the end of the race, and appreciate Southern States Bank for coming on with us this year. And you know, like I said, we'll be back to get some more checkers hopefully.
It's Brett Holmes finishing inside the top 5. Let's go to Kate.
Derek Lancaster tying his best finish in his ARCA career is 6th race.
There's the old
place.
logo. The ARCA Racing Series
That was a lot for a 48-year-old.
Huh?
A lot of hurry and weight
Where?
you mentioned. Why?
Oh, yeah.
Very patient. You know, we got a spotter like Coleman Pressman, a crew chief on the box like Marcus Richmond. You know, all my guys are volunteer. Nobody is paid. You know, we all have full-time jobs, and we do this as a hobby. You know, there's a lot of people that put a lot of effort into this. Don Akers.
Now, how about Derek Lancaster coming in and finishing 6th?
You know,
Kyle Seed,
like I said, the RGM Erectors is one of my sponsors. Been a long-time sponsor out of Withfield, Virginia. American Wrecker Sales, I buy a lot of my tow trucks through them. Absolute Construction out of Christiansburg, Virginia is my son-in-law's company. We got, I'm trying to think who else come on board with us. New River Recycling. Bobby, longtime friend. My friend Tam Topham at Mark IV. You know, we all lost a very good friend out of our area last week. Mark Huff, and it's just something everybody needs to think about. Not every day's promised, and we all just need to be thankful for what we have and thankful for what we can get. And, you know, this right here may not be a win, but to us it is a win. This is from our grandbaby. I had a grandbaby born almost 3 weeks ago. Berkeley, this one's yours.
Derek, goosebumps out of that. Thank you so much. Congratulations on that 6th place. Jamie, Phil, Chase, that's what this is all about, those little victories for these people as well.
So many storylines from top to bottom. Great job by Derek Lancaster. We'll be back to Daytona.
So I'm 1 for 1 in ARCA picks this year. I picked Corey Heim to win.
Yeah? I mean, technically I did too. Or do I get a half a point since I said Corey or Gracie?
I don't know. What do you think, Garth?
I mean, I think I deserve a full point. I don't know about that.
Then let's give you a full point. This is your show, so you can give yourself a full point all you want.
Oh, so if I had said every driver in the field, I could still get a full point?
Yeah. Well, no, that'd be cheating. But, you know.
What was I going to say? I thought of something while they were doing those interviews, now I forgot what it was. I do that a lot. Everybody that's in the chat knows that my memory is terrible. I have the memory of an 80-year-old.
Okay, so when we get a little bit of a break for these guys, but it'll be here before you know it. Most of these guys are going to be going to Phoenix in March, but we have an ARCA East race at Five Flags or Flag Speedway coming up at the end of the month. But when we go to Phoenix, it's going to be a typically different racetrack, but we're going to have the guys from the West Series out there. But is Ty Gibbs going to, I mean, do you think Ty overtakes Corey, or is it going to be a battle between the two of them, do you think? Because we're going to a different type of racetrack. And a little bit personal for Ty, because remember, it was his race to win last year. And remember, Chandler Smith ended up winning that.
Well,
So
and Ty has won there in the past. He won that West race there in 19.
Yeah, 19.
So I mean, Ty knows how to get around Phoenix. I don't think he's gonna run away from Corey in that race. I think Corey will give him a run for it, but I think it's gonna be tough to beat Ty in that race.
Yeah. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what the entry list looks like, because you never know what could happen.
Yep. Well, I'm not sure if they're done with interviews yet. If they are, it's probably time to wrap this up.
Yeah, they haven't gone off the air yet.
Yeah. That doesn't mean they're not done with interviews, though.
Never liked him.
These Clint and Jeff commercials are great.
Yeah, that's the Fox booth is going to be fun this year. I don't know. I seriously don't know how Mike Joy is putting up with that.
I mean, he put up with DW for a long time.
Yeah, that's true. And then, of course, America's crew chief is still there.
Yeah.
All right, let's see the sweet move of the race. Starting tomorrow at 9 a.m., you can vote for the sweet move of the race on the ARCA Menard Series Twitter page at @ARCA_racing. That's @_racing, and that starts tomorrow at 9 a.m. So go on Twitter and vote for your Reese's sweet move of the race.
Just wait till they stop wrecking and then go. That's exactly what he did. That was definitely a sweet move.
Remember, you have to vote. We ask you to log on to the ARCA Menard Series Twitter page. It's @ARCA_racing. Vote for your favorite.
What was the second one there? Are they saying Chuck Hires, or is Gracie considered the sweet move there?
I'm not sure.
I don't know that I would consider either one of those a sweet move. Because she ran into the back of him, and he got a flat tire and got into the wall.
I would say that's the pretty sweetest, move of the race, but you can vote.
Fastest Chevy was third with Brett Holmes. The fastest Ford was Tanner Gray. So, 4 Toyotas, and 6 Chevrolets and 2 Fords in the top 10.
That's the top 12.
How about Andy J? Pizza delivery man finishes 8th.
So good. Jack Wood.
Andy J's a pizza delivery guy.
I want it in 30 minutes or it's free.
Well, I'd say this race is free then, because we didn't get it done in 30 minutes.
No, it's a joke.
I know.
He's like, let's deliver it in 30 minutes so it's free. All right, some final thoughts, Mr. Garth Allan, on this race.
I think a pretty solid start to the season. Not quite as exciting as I was hoping it would be. But I don't know that we can expect much more out of this current Super Speedway package. After we saw what we did at Talladega last year, it just kind of... That's what we get in these races right now, unfortunately. But not a bad finish. I don't think there was ever really any real competition there for Corey Heim at the end once Drew pushed him out clear of everybody. Because, again, that damage on Drew's car was just kind of a parachute. So I don't know that Drew was ever going to be able to do anything there anyway. But overall, I think a good start to the season. And we'll get on to Phoenix here in like a month.
Yeah, I just think that, just shows you how dominant Venturini has been at Daytona. And then when we go to a different type of track when we go to Phoenix, it's going to be a totally different race. New proper drivers. You're probably going to see some new faces that you usually don't see around there. And plus, I see maybe a little bit of Ty Gibbs and Corey Heim back. We could get some new faces in there as well, but we'll have to see how the entry.
Yeah.
You could have Taylor Gray, you could have Sam Mayer, you could have all these guys getting in there. So it'll be an entertaining once we get Phoenix, but we got to get an ARCA East race in at 5 Flags on February 22nd.
Yep, got that one coming up first, but yeah, lots of ARCA action coming up here soon. So yeah, I think that's going to about do it for this one. So Casey, thanks for hanging out today and coming on here.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime, and always glad to come on and do this, and I can't wait to see when you and Corey go on together.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll be soon. Thank
you so much for having me on. I love doing this, and hey, maybe we can make this a regular thing. You never know.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see about that. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it. So, yep. Thanks, Casey. Thanks everybody for hanging out. We'll see you on the